In today's video, I'm going to show you a simple 1-2 punch combo that you can use to find momentum setups. First, let's start by picking a symbol where we're likely to see this triggering. XLC looks like a likely candidate. It's just triggered on our stock volatility box live scanner. Some other noteworthy candidates, TQQQ, and also Meta and AMD. So very clearly have a volatility edge in some of the tech stocks right now. Now, if we come into XLC and we take a look at what price action looks like, here's a 5-minute time frame chart. Price is hitting our volatility box zones. We also can see that we have these Keltner channel wedges plotting. Let me in fact show them right here. We have more than 5 of these plotting on the 5-minute time frame chart. If we switch to a 2-minute time frame chart, we can still see more than 5 of these, and the 2-minute allows us to be a little bit more nimble. Now, the whole idea of this 1-2 punch is now that we've seen that we have a volatility edge with price hitting our volatility zone, you're waiting for buyers and sellers to fight it out. Now, the first sign of seeing buyers come in is seeing a bullish momentum cross. That will look like a cyan dot, and that tells us that, hey, price is starting to show signs of reversing. The 3-period exponential moving average has crossed above the 8. So that's sign number 1 for this 1-2 punch. Now, given that we've seen all this selling activity, I think it's unlikely that the sellers just go without defending the buyers at all, without trying to bring price down one more time. So the second part of this relies on seeing the sellers bring price action down lower, and we see that momentum cross one more time, but in the bearish direction. Now this time, we'd like to see the buyers defend this level. We don't want to see them give up too much price action to the sellers. Very quickly after this momentum crosses to the bearish side, we want to see them control price action and drive momentum to the bullish side. We can see that with this blue dot telling us that, hey, the sellers tried to bring price lower. You see they hit a wall here, and one more time the buyers have moved the momentum in their direction. So that in a gist is what we're looking for. And this same setup we'd like to see inside of XLC as well, or at least that's the goal. Now, as of the current moment in XLC, we can see the strong bull bar. That's telling us we expect to see signs of at least buyers taking over somewhere here. It's very different from the price action that has been. Now, it's looking like we might see the momentum cross on this current bar. So if that blue dot does hold as this candle finishes printing, then that's the first punch of our 2-1-2 punch duo pattern that we've just been talking about. After that, we'd want to see the sellers try to bring price action lower, but the buyers should be able to hold the 64.30 area, let's call it. We want to see that second momentum cross, and that's really the opportunity to try and ride the momentum. So let's see what happens here with this particular instance in XLC. I'll speed up the video so you can hopefully see a bunch of price action in a shorter span of time, but still train your eyes to recognize how this price behaves once we start to see the first momentum cross. We've now seen the second momentum cross as well from the seller's side. So now we need to see the buyers come in and defend this area. The 64.30 zone is what we're looking at. We've seen the sellers come in, try one more time. Now let's see the buyers show us that, hey, we are in fact serious about reversing momentum here, and we have a volatility and a price edge on our side. The third momentum cross, the bullish one, is the second punch of our 1-2 punch duo combo. All right, now we've seen the second momentum cross, our second punch. You can see the bulls defended that level pretty nicely against the sellers. Now we're expecting the real momentum to kick into gear inside of XLC. Let's see how this shapes up. For those curious, this is how price action looked like in XLC to close the day. This is where we were looking at an entry with our bullish momentum cross, then the bearish one, and then the sellers quickly got denied with the bulls one more time. The momentum kicked into full gear, you can see near that 64.70 mark, and after then, we had a buy side move, then a little bit of chop, and then we had the momentum have some legs underneath it. So this is what we're looking for, where we can even tag the other side's volatility box zones. One more time, a recap of the pattern: a bullish momentum cross, a bearish one in this case, in the direction of the trend. But here, the buyers very quickly defend the levels, and we can see them bring price action up higher. Sometimes we get a retest like this, sometimes price just gets going, like we saw later on in the day. Now, the same pattern you can hold true on different time frames too, like the 5-minute. The only thing that's different is the scale. So here, same chart, we can see the bullish momentum cross, then we can see the bearish one, and we can see the buyers defend the levels with another bullish momentum cross. 1-2 punch duo. You can even try this on a 15-minute time frame chart, or even a larger one like the daily, where you'll still find instances of this pattern. So pay attention to this. I think the 1-2 punch is something useful, and I found it to be a good addition to my trading.